Hi, welcome to EQD Research Global Insights for Tuesday, June 1st. Welcome to the summer. Speaking of summer, today we're going to take a look at historical performance of VXX during the vacation months of June and July. Since the summer is a bit less volatile than other times of the year, I decided to dive into VXX performance by month from 2009 through 2020. Now, starting out here, the results on the table show the average performance by month for VXX from 2009 through 2020. The June average is a drop of 4.12%, while July's average is a loss of 12.36%, which is the biggest average drop, slightly beating out November. Now, to get an idea of how bad things could be, and when I say bad things could be, I mean if you are short volatility, I took the biggest up move, the biggest down move, and charted them out. So on this second chart here, you can see June and July have not experienced a dramatic up month over the 12 years of history that I have to work with. The other 2 months that do not have a big rally on record are April and November. I was surprised at the November figure, as we often consider the fourth quarter a volatile time of year. April did not surprise me at all. For some reason, and I've never really come up with a fundamental idea behind this, April has the average lowest volatility, has the average lowest VIX on record as well. So it's just a non-volatile time of year. Again, no idea why April is like that. Now, finally, I did calculate the observations where VXX was lower for the month. Basically, what percentage of the time over the last 12 years was VXX lower for the month? You can see on this table here, VXX was lower 11 of 12 months, or 92% of the time in November. And then June, which we're looking at June and July today, we've seen a drop 7 of 12 months, about 58% for June. Remember that the rallies have not been that great. So even though the percent times that June VXX was lower, it shouldn't be too much of a concern here. July and September have both seen VXX move lower 10 of 12 months, or 83% of the time. Just to get a little bit of perspective, 71% of months from 2009 to 2020, VXX was down on the month. Now, how do we go about playing this? Well, you can just short VXX and put it, as an old broker I used to really enjoy talking to would say, put it in your pocket, forget about it, cover it at the end of July. However, with volatility, I'm never terribly comfortable doing something like that. You can be very aggressive and take a look at shorting UVXY, which is 2 times VXX, or on the non-aggressive side, you just buy SVXY. It only gives you 50% of the daily up performance, or daily performance of VXX being lower, the inverse performance there. That might be a safe way to go about playing this. I personally like to use options on VXX or UVXY to play these things so that I can define my potential loss. You might think about selling slightly out of the money call spreads consistently over the course of June and July, maybe using the weekly options. One strategy that you could also take into account, maybe buy a deep in the money July put. And I took a look at the July 16th, the standard July expiration. I looked at the 45 puts, and there was about 2 points of time value in those this morning. You could offset some of that time value by consistently selling maybe 10% out of the money shorter dated puts over the course of the next couple of months. One strategy I would definitely avoid, and it's a strategy that I often like with VXX, but in a case where we might not be expecting any sort of rally at all out of VXX, I'd avoid the 1x2, selling a near at the money call option and then buying 2 out of the money call options, trying to do this for some sort of a credit and being able to benefit from a big rally in volatility. That might not be a really good idea based on the history of June and July. However, August is a good month for potential rallies. In 2011 and 2015, the reason that August is not a good month to be short volatility on average is because VXX was up well over 50% both those months. In fact, I think it was 60% and 70% for those 2 years. So with that, thanks for joining me for EQD Research Global Insights. Please hit like if you've made it this far and share your comments on how you might play the lack of volatility through June and July. If you've got more in-depth comments or suggestions, today's video actually comes from an email suggestion where I was asked to talk about the ETNs a little bit. Feel free to shoot me an email at rhodes@eqderivatives.com.